My parents didn't pick up the phone for a week. When I finally went to their house, it was destroyed. My heart pounded, ready to call the police, when a faint sound from the closet froze me. For an entire week, I hadn't been able to reach my parents, a growing unease driving me to visit them. Arriving, I found the front door ajar and the house in disarray, as if a whirlwind had torn through it. Trembling, I was about to leave when I heard labored breathing and soft sobs from a wardrobe. As I opened it, my small nephew collapsed into my arms, utterly exhausted. He said nothing, but his silence revealed a horrific truth I'd never dared to imagine. Hello, I'm Jackson Palmer, 31 years old. I manage a busy but small hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, a city of bright lights and fleeting dreams. From the outside, my life seems perfectly normal. A good job, a neat apartment, a schedule packed enough to keep me from overthinking. But if you ask about my family, about my childhood memories in Reno, you'd hear a different story. One marked by deep divisions, persistent pain, and a love I struggle to articulate. I grew up in Reno, a small town nestled in Nevada's mountains where everyone knew everyone, and life moved at a slow, almost unchanging pace. My parents, Joseph and Marilyn, were typical locals, hardworking and unassuming. From a young age, I was often behind the counter of their small grocery store, bagging orders or stacking cans. It was a modest, time-worn place with a faded wooden sign, the scent of fresh bread mixing with the musty smell of the old floorboards. I cherished that store not for its grandeur, but because it was my entire world back then. Our home, a two-story house with a neglected front yard and an old oak tree I'd climb every summer, was just a few blocks away. It's where I learned, where my mother sang lullabies, and where I saw both my parents' joy and sorrow. But we weren't a perfectly happy family. Despite moments of warmth, a shadow always loomed over us. Dylan, my younger brother. Dylan was 5 years my junior, yet from the moment he was born, he was the household's focal point. Mom called him her golden boy with his curly hair and sparkling eyes. Dylan possessed a smile that could disarm anyone, and my parents, especially my mother, adored him. They spoiled him, granting his every wish. New toys, fashionable clothes, and instant forgiveness for any misstep. I, the older son, was expected to be mature and responsible, while Dylan enjoyed a carefree existence, his errors dismissed as harmless mischief. I don't blame my parents. I know they loved us both, just in different ways. I recall evenings at the store, staying late to clean up while Mom took Dylan for ice cream, or the times I'd be scolded for breaking a glass, while Dylan could overturn a whole tray of pastries and receive only a pat on the head. These minor incidents accumulated over the years, making Dylan and me grow up like parallel lines, living under the same roof but never truly connecting. At 18, I left Reno for college in Las Vegas, finally feeling like I could breathe, like I could live for myself. I studied business, secured a good job at a hotel, and steadily built a new life. Yet, each return to Reno brought a heavy feeling. Dylan, now a teenager, was changing. His once angelic smile was replaced by an expression of defiance and recklessness. He started skipping school, associating with a rough crowd, and then like an inevitable storm, he plunged into gambling. While gambling is common in Nevada, found everywhere from grocery store slot machines to glitzy casinos, for Dylan, it quickly became an addiction. I remember the first time Mom called, her voice trembling, to say Dylan had stolen money from the store safe to gamble. I drove back that night to find Dad sitting silently, Mom sobbing in the kitchen. Dylan, meanwhile, merely shrugged, saying, "I'll pay it back. No big deal." But I knew he wouldn't. He never did. Debts mounted and Dylan spiraled deeper.